Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say. All right, and so our card is the Death card. I always have to laugh because, and I will say this on every reading, I really do love the Death card. And I know that it can be a little bit jolting, confronting, startling when we pull it. I know in popular culture, it's always like, oh, the Death card. But, you know, in my estimation, this is one of the best cards to get because it means we are casting out, we are ending things that do not serve us. We are removing blockages. Our life is evolving in ways that maybe feel difficult, maybe feel harsh. Sometimes in the moment, it maybe does not make any sense, okay? And listen, I will also say, sometimes it is just bad. It's just painful. It never will make sense. You know, it just, especially when we're dealing with actual death. I think that this card rarely shows up when there's actual death, okay? I think that's very rare. But most of the time, I would say this is about an ending of something that maybe, is going to be difficult to end it. Or it's ending, you have no kind of control over that. It's painful. But then on the other side, it may be more of a blessing than anything. Okay. All right. Now I want to start here. We have a beautiful tree. Okay. And beneath the tree, we have a person kind of standing here. It looks like they're almost kind of wearing a robe or like a cape. And then we have another person here and another person here. Now, I love, if you know me, if you watch my readings, I love the trees, I love the plants, I love the flower, all of it. This is a place of refuge, a most sacred symbol, the tree. Okay, we have, you know, of course, the tree of knowledge, the tree of life and death. We have, you know, the world tree. Okay, the Axis Mundi. And so on. There's so many of them. But the tree is also a place of refuge, a place of meeting, a place of sustenance, right? We receive fruit, shade, oxygen, so many other things. Okay? So it makes sense, right? That trees are often, or at least in systems or within people who partake in devotion within nature, trees are often places of altars, icons, votive offerings, and so on. So, what does this mean? Well, in my mind, you are in a place that feels quite sacred right now. You are highly and acutely aware as well. Okay, highly among spirit. It is active in your perceivable life right now. I feel that there is a sense of knowing that some changes have to happen. I think that because this is in the emotional space, I feel like this really has to do with maybe some of your behaviors, your coping mechanisms, your reactions, the things that we kind of take on, we're conditioned by or into, that we create to cope, whatever it is. If it's anger, I'm trying to think of it. Anger, different kinds of habitual things, addiction, compulsion, completely cutting everything off, becoming detached, disengaged, dissociative, whatever it is. I mean, it could be anything really that, becomes kind of maladaptive, right? And so I see as these people come to the street, I feel like there's this sense of finding some kind of peace within your interior work, your spiritual work, your religious work, whatever it is to you, whatever that looks like, magical work, esoteric work, whatever it is, creative, all of this together. It could be all of them. But there's a relief there. There's shelter there. There's meaning there, right? And I think above all, that is, you're looking for some kind of meaning, fulfillment, just kind of dipping your toe into that cosmic stream of life, of data, of mana, ambrosia, whatever you want to call it. Okay? And so I see you moving towards less of the constraints of the physical world. Inward, and going into that temple, that laboratory, that landscape, the interior mansion, whatever it is, whatever that looks like, and spending some time quietly there, creating, loving, being in love, enthralled by love, the love of, I don't know. What is it? Is this the love of God, the beloved, a divine union, a physical love, lover, spouse? I mean, it could be. I don't know. Only you know. But there is a sense of relief here, okay? Now I have a baby deer, and we have, it looks like a little, it looks like a little tiny person next to this baby deer. And we have one over here and over here. I almost wonder, look at this and I think, okay, these are like, it's like sprites. These are fae, maybe. But I think that there is a sense of magical thinking, of, being in that place where, things seem a little more ethereal, the in-between. The thing I love about Cancers is that there's so much less of a need for, to verify your magic qualities in the physical realm. A lot of people, I think, get into like the occult, for instance, or doing magic or whatever, not stage magic, magic, occult magic, I guess you would call it. And they want to verify it through physical, base reality, you know, things happening. You know, or things like physical alchemy. Okay. But the thing about a Cancer is you all naturally kind of just live in that in between. You kind of start there. And, you know, there are some really interesting interviews with Alan Moore, if you know who that is. He is a writer. He also a comic book writer. I'm thinking he's not an illustrator. I was gonna say he's an illustrator. He's not. But he's also an occultist, a magician. I believe he is a Thelemite, chaos magician. But anyways, he talks a lot about, and this is talked about in most occultism, but he, in a way that is kind of, you know, modern, postmodern almost. And if you don't know you would know V for Vendetta for sure. V for Vendetta, the movie, but it's a graphic novel, and or The Watchmen, right? So anyways, this guy, I like him because he speaks in such a way that speaks to me. Kind of crude, kind of unruly, right up my alley, right? So that so much of magic, the occult, spirituality, whatever we're looking for, you know, realistic realism, you know, people who are really into my religion has to be verifiable because of historicalism or actualism. You know, it's not all allegory. There have to be precise dates and evidence and you know, whatever, and that's fine. But you know, as a magician, an occultist, probably a Cancer, this is my point about Cancers, is you already know. It's about training your mind in such a way. And it's training until you can just let go. This is very almost like a Taoist energy, okay? Learning the rules, mastering the rules, and then setting fire to the rules, forgetting about them. Psh, you know? And it all comes down to how far and expansive can your ability to experience realities go. Not unlike a shaman, a medicine person, somebody who walks in between, a time traveler, whatever. Cancers are like this. And so I see you exist in this place, especially right now. Some alignment in your life has brought you here. You're seeing magical things, feeling magical things, messaging coming straight to you. And it is quite perceivable. And this is important. I have dreamt of you, and you have dreamt of me, says the universe. I follow you, and I will never stop following you, says the goddess. And I love you, and I will never stop loving you. And sometimes, you know, all this goes together with these little deaths that we have. Shedding of our notions of self. Okay, and we have the boat, we have the sun here, right at the front of the boat there. And so we travel forth, we get upon those unconscious waters, and we sail towards illumination, right? And as we do, and this is going to sound gross, we cannibalize parts of ourselves, and we do. We eat the things that we have created as our personalities. We devour them. And through that devouring, instead of just throwing it into that ocean, we transmute, we integrate, and we become all. We activate the all within us, one little fragment at a time. We have, it looks like a really fancy E. Something with an E. Something with an E. This one kind of looks like an E as well. Almost looks like L. A name for the god. One of the gods, anyways. We have, it looks like a bird person. This is a traveler in between. And so you will have messaging, and so you will have visions. And I'm not surprised, and I'm sure neither are you. You have that coming. We also have, it looks like it is kind of grabbing this animal by the toe. I almost think this is maybe a boar. And so I kind of see there is a wrestling with some boorish personality, you know, very, at times feeling pretty immovable on some things. Becoming very offended if anybody challenges you or an aspect of what you identify with, right? I think at times having trouble being lighthearted or humorous about things. So something to work on, I think, is maybe trying to laugh at least a few times a week. Really laughing. I mean, you know, how can you be upset if you were really laughing? At least once a day. I mean, if you can really laugh once a day, you're living a good life. I recently have been on a big stand-up comedy and like comedy podcast kick because I found myself getting before I've been on my social media vacation, but I found myself getting really twisted up emotionally. Okay. And I realized I was not, I mean, yeah, I laughed here and there, and I was having fun with my family and stuff. And of course, that's all beautiful and wonderful and such a gift. But I wasn't really enjoying things as much as I felt like I wanted to, especially by myself, because it was just every moment was like trying to work on something or, I have a moment to myself. I can shower, I can exercise, I can, start prep cooking or whatever, whatever it is. Real quick, one to the next, all day long, every single day. And so I have, in my social media absence, taken up some just watching stuff that I find funny and laughing and being a little more lighthearted about myself and my own, shortcomings and things like this, which there are many. There really are. So, I think it's made things a little easier. I can tell you there's a lot less moments where there are little arguments at home. I'm feeling way less upset about the world. I see a little tidbits on the news or whatever when I'm looking on YouTube, but I feel less doom, definitely. And more hopeful about things. and trying to just be proactive. And part of that being proactive, I think, is in finding a way to laugh as many times as I can in a week, you know, with my whole being, almost crying sometimes. And that's not a bad thing. I really do enjoy that. Okay, so we also have, and I've been trying to figure out, what are you? And here I look on this side, and it reminds me of maybe, well, I was thinking this reminds me of, strangely, if you know what rough ashlar is, this is a rock that is unrefined. It is the beginning of the refinement process. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to be the very beginning, but this is the idea that there is a rough piece of rock that you are going to begin to sculpt. And this is what I feel, that this is a new beginning. There's an end to whatever, and we are coming into a new place. Hopefully, a third, fourth, fifth chance at something. You know, something. All right, let's see. What do we got over here? I have to tell you, I had to redo I had started another reading for Cancer, and I got about 13 minutes in. No audio. I almost cried. But you know what? I'm glad, because I picked another card. I redid the tea leaves, and it came out to be, this feels right. The universe told me, nope, that's not the reading. Start over. Oh, okay. So we have two people here, and I see them gazing at the stars together. Okay, and I feel that you are creating together, or you will be creating with somebody else. I feel like this is maybe an ongoing partnership or a new partnership, but there is like a new life blood in it. Okay, and excitement, just this kind of meeting of energies that is just, I mean, powerful. It creates stars. It creates galaxies. Maybe new universes. I don't know. I don't know that much about the many infinite universes, I guess, the multiverse or whatever. I just know it's too big for me to understand. But yes, I feel like there is kind of almost a returning feeling. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so let's do this. Sometimes I get sunk into these energies. I start to remember dreams. I don't know. I get taken away. The Earthbound Oracle, okay? And so these are not exactly like the other cards we were using, but this has like an image and a word, and it kind of punctuates what's going on in the reading, okay? And so I'm going to stop. We'll see how does this fit in. And it says ceremony. All right. I kind of like that this kind of similar shape where we saw the boat and then the sun, not an unsimilar shape to this. Okay, if you can see those two. Let me get it closer. Well, no, that's not gonna. Well, you can see. So, beautiful. Looks good. Did I talk about this flower? This flower is beautiful. Did I? Oh no, we talked about it as the deer. And I didn't even talk about the freaking deer. Oh my goodness, the deer. A sense of rebirth, okay, because it's a young deer. And with the magical fairies around and there's a rebirth in your spirit. Okay, yes. But I want to talk about this flower for a second. It is hanging over, but you can see that it's, what is that thing called? The pistil, I think, where all of the pollen is on. Fertile. Okay, you are in a very spiritually fertile place. Creative. There is just an intense energy, aura, whatever. You have your the light in your lighthouse on. If you've seen that movie, The Lighthouse, with what's that dude's name from Twilight or whatever, what's his name, Robert Patterson, whatever, you know who I'm talking about. Him, and I can't remember what the other guy's name is, but I love that guy so much. So I don't know, I'm bad with names. I know I watched so many movies in my lifetime, it's ridiculous, but I'm so bad with names. Anyways, the way that they obsess over that light. Oh my goodness. And so you have your own admirers or admirer, probably more than one, but hopefully just the one, right? Yes, potent. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor. I want to, just definitely skip through all of the stuff here, but I kind of have to say it. And I like to do this little spiel at the end because I do not like doing it. I don't want to start with it. I don't want to make you listen. So if you're here, thank you for listening to this part towards the end where I just kind of ramble through. But if you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us boost that algorithm, and the algorithm really, really likes when we do the engagement things, and those are things like liking the video, watching the reading from the beginning to the end, sharing the link for the video on other social media platforms. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. We're getting close to 20K almost. I cannot believe. I feel like we are just about to be a year. The channel's about to be a year old. Maybe this month. I have to go back and look. I think I started last October. So we're just about to hit 20K in about a year of the channel. And I am super stoked about that. I thank you so much, all of you. I'm so humbled. And yeah, so if you haven't subscribed, please help us out making that happen. And you can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. And they really do mean so much to me. They keep me wanting to do this channel. I've been a little bit behind on some, or not commenting back as much, only because we have some family stuff going on. It's not, everything's fine with Paul. Shout out to Dove and Serpent. Myself and my daughter, we're all good, but somebody else close to us is having some stuff. So it has been the last week or so has been, one of those. So anyways, I will get back on it, and I love you all so much, and I love you so much. And my goodness, it's almost the new moon again, and this is when you are so potent, and yeah, I don't know, today I just feel so sentimental. All right, well, anyways, I will talk to you later. We'll have another reading in just a few days. Thank you.